Hi, I'm Karlene Kantner. Volumes is a selection of work that features various processes that make up my studio practice. All of this work reflects my devotion to the land and informs how I manage day-to-day anxiety, communication, and action. I hand build each piece using coils and clay strips that I rip from very thin slabs. The process is slow, playful, and opens opportunities for layered textures, movement, and function. Some work is fired in an electric kiln and some with wood in an open pit. Each piece in this exhibition is a vessel that incorporates dried botanicals and plants that are primarily sourced from the Berkshire Botanical Garden Collection. In collaboration with the gardens, Volumes celebrates participation with the natural world. The Bramble Collection is a series of pit-fired vessels intended for dried floral design. It was my first body of work after Chris and I made an unexpected move from Rochester, New York to his hometown here in the Berkshires. There, Chris's parents opened their home to us and saved my studio practice. Yet initially in the transition, I found myself without a kiln, and so out of necessity, we dug an open pit at the edge of the woods. As a first act of homecoming, I pruned a patch of blackberry bramble at the house. The dense thorns informed much of the texture in the Bramble collection, and the work was partially fired with the piles of dried stalks. Chris felled trees from the property to burn, much of it standing dead ash, blonded by woodpeckers pecking for grubs of the emerald ash borer. The Bramble collection was a return to a firing method that is at the heart of my work. It combines materials from the land, geosmin, community, intense commitment, and it reminds me of my home landscape in Montana, where I first learned to wood fire in an onagama in the Blue Mountains. This body of work is deeply personal as a commingling of my dull, homesick heartache with immersive gratitude and fresh, entrancing love for my now home. The remaining vessels throughout the exhibition are made using my typical layered process, though they have unique characteristics. Rock pile is an assemblage of sculptural rocks built and accumulated over the course of 4 months, using a variety of clay bodies found in other work throughout the gallery. Porcelain, red and black earthenware, and white earthenware fired in the pit. The most gestural work in the exhibition is the bucket series. As a tool to aid physical labor, a bucket can be a burden or an ally. It's a leaning 5-gallon stack of grout dust. The cow kicked the milk over, it's clattering across the floor in anger. It spills all down my front when I disperse the weight on my tum. I begin each bucket with a thick slab at the base and then set out to build as tall as my kiln will allow. Everything in the meantime is improvised, playful, and slow, revealing figurative movement in the form. I build these buckets to be bodies, not tools. My work is an active rejection of efficiency, a sort of loitering in my process. I do streamline some methods within my studio practice, but more generally, I reject the idea of efficient production at the expense of life living. I fill my work with plants and flowers to emphasize joy and to attend to my knowing that I cannot do this on my own.